Here we go again, time and time again this year. We have seen this. We sniff out the woke ideology. We make it very clear we are not going to be purchasing this game. We ridicule the games that we see with it. The developers come out and say, "Oh, we're good. We're strapped in, ready to go for years to come. We have great positive community sentiment. It's going to do well. It could be a breakout success." And what happens? It turns into an absolute commercial failure because you refuse to respect the players. And we're going to see this again here with Avowed. Roll this up over at fandompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. I encourage you to head on over there, become a paid subscriber, help us fight back against woke ideology that is infecting our entertainment, video games, movies, television, novels, tabletop gaming, etc., and is trying to eradicate our culture and society, trying to destroy it. We are not going to let that happen. We are going to shine a light on it. We are going to expose it, and we are going to rally more people to fight against this. But this is what happened with Avowed. This is the latest in the Avowed debacle. We've got Dennis Presnell. He's the lead environmental artist for Avowed at Obsidian Entertainment. And he spoke to Games Radar recently, and he told the outlet this: "Games are really hard to make, and every experience is different. I've always felt a certain level of dread months before a game shipped, a case of the nerves. But this is the most confident I've ever been in my experience at this stage of the project. I'm just overjoyed at how well everything's come together. The team is now closing things down and fixing bugs and working on perf, and I'm going to be really proud of this game when it's available to the public. I can't wait, actually." So Presnell's comments were published by Games Radar just a couple of days ago. I want to say maybe Saturday this past weekend. So after Matt Hansen had his epic meltdown and basically ruined this game's chances of success. It also comes after it was discovered that the game includes pronouns. I think this is all damage control, trying to get people back in on the hype train. Oh, it's going to be great. I'm as confident as I've ever been. This game is going to be fantastic, etc., when we all know it is infected with the woke ideology now, with the pronouns in the game. And so just to kind of catch you up to speed here, if you don't know what's happening with Avowed, it does indeed have the he, him pronouns were discovered, so it's likely it has other pronouns as well. This is in a menu that was shared by Force Gaming while he was doing a preview for the game. So we discovered this. And then there were some very strong reactions to it, reactions I 100% agree with. We had Grums reacting to my coverage of the pronouns being discovered, saying, "I'm drawing a line. I'm rejecting any game that has pronouns in it, and you grammar Nazis know what I mean. Stop being stupid." 100% agree. We need to draw a line. We need to reject this because it is promoting gender ideology that leads people down a slippery slope of death and destruction. All you need to do is look at what happens when the self-deletion rate of people that buy into this ideology and take it to its kind of completion. It's horrific. It's absolutely horrific. And I am opposed to it. And I think everyone should be opposed to it because it's outright evil. And then you had Elon Musk here saying, "Having pronouns in a fantasy video game is utterly unacceptable." Elon Musk obviously knows how vile the woke mind virus is, how vile this ideology is on a personal level. So he is opposed to it, knows how insidious and disgusting it is. And so then we had Matt Hansen, the art director, having a complete and utter meltdown. He responded to Elon Musk over on Blue Sky, sickos.jpg. "I wanted so badly to make him mad with my game, and I cannot believe it actually happened. Just wait until you see the default. You said little crap." So obviously, he reveals that his intention was to make Elon Musk mad with the game, and then he promises or threatens that there is even more wokeness in this game that we don't even know about yet. Just wait until you see the default, clearly threatening that there. And if they're having it in the character creator, it's likely embedded throughout the game. They're likely trying to get you to buy into the immoral, I don't even want to call them values because they're not values. I don't know what the opposite of value is off the top of my head right now. But they want you to buy into the immorality that they're going to be promoting with this game, likely promoting with this game. They're obviously promoting it with the pronouns and things like that. That is clearly trying to promote gender ideology, which is immoral. Men cannot become women. Women cannot become men. And then it was discovered, obviously, that the guy has advocated for discriminatory hiring practices over the past half decade or so. In 2020, he wrote this: reminder to Black artists out there who are looking for portfolio reviews or job advice. My DMs are open and you will always have my priority. We got too many crusty white dudes in this field. Please let me help you replace me one day. I want to go back to living in the woods. And then this is from March 2024, responding to another post that Elon Musk made on X back then. Elon said it should not be acceptable for any company in the gaming industry to be racist and sexist against white guys. Obviously, that post is referring or is a response to like the head of Xbox, like advertising or something like that, brand manager, I think is what she was. And she was making an absolutely disgusting post. Elon accurately reacting to it. And what does Matt Hansen do? Oh, Elon, you sweet summer child. This will only embolden me, you sad sack of crap. So he's literally admitting that by Elon saying it should not be acceptable for any company in the gaming industry to be racist and sexist against white guys, it is going to embolden him to be racist and sexist. I mean, so you clearly see how immoral this guy is. And then he also declared that supporters of Donald Trump have putrid lives. He wrote this just last month. He says they need to feel the sting of shame for the rest of their putrid lives, to be honest. And that is me being nice. So kind of just see who this guy is. But as I said, we've seen this time and time again. Infamously, Concord lead character designer John Wisniewski told PC Gamer this just ahead of the release of the game. Concord has so much humanity and depth to it. I really hope people give it a shot. Insanely proud of the game. We're strapped in and ready to push it for years to come. So sounds very similar to what Dennis Presnell has to say. Obviously, Wisniewski said this like days before the game was published, days before the game was going to be released. Presnell saying it a couple months before release. But we know what happened with Concord, right? Shut down less than 2 weeks after it released towards the end of August. Fast forward a couple of months to October, and Sony announced that developer Firewalk Studios was being shut down altogether. So Firewalk isn't even going to be around in the near future. It's not just with Concord, right? We saw this with Star Wars Outlaws. And we saw this with CEO Yves Guillemot. He said that Star Wars Outlaws is among the most awaited games of the industry this year, and it had a really strong positive community sentiment. A month after the game released, and Guillemot and Ubisoft revealed the game had soft sales. At the end of October, the company admitted the game, quote, underperformed sales expectations. We can see here on the Steam charts that the game, when it released November 21st, it didn't even hit a peak concurrent of 2,500. Complete and total failure for this game. And then Dragon Age: The Veilguard, EA CEO Andrew Wilson claimed the game had breakout potential. He said this: certainly think Veilguard has breakout potential. This opportunity to bring in incredibly high quality creative storytelling set in an amazing world with rich characters, living out those stories. You're able to capture that moment in entertainment. Success almost certainly follows. They didn't have any of this stuff. No high quality creative storytelling, not set in an amazing world, did not have rich characters. They maybe it did have the amazing world. I think that Thetis is pretty cool. They clearly changed it though, with like they added like that fade, like I don't know, they had some like linear path with the fade, I guess, in this game, which wasn't as kind of interesting as the rest of as what we've seen in Thetis in the past. Wilson added, and so while I think it's too early to predict the outcome, the critical reviews have been incredibly strong. That's exactly what Yves Guillemot said too, right? The team feels really energized by what they have delivered. And my sense is that, yes, it has breakout capabilities. Dragon Age: The Veilguard only hit a peak concurrent player count of 89,418 during its first weekend after release. And as you can see, it's seen its player count steadily decline ever since. There are more people playing Baldur's Gate 3, Elden Ring, etc., than there are people playing Dragon Age: The Veilguard now, even though those games have been out for, at least over a year now. So absolutely just got spanked. And then furthermore, neither BioWare nor EA have released any kind of sales data for their game. Their silence indicates the game did not sell well, given numerous other developers and studios announced their success, including most recently Focus Entertainment and Saber Interactive, recently sharing that Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2 achieved 5 million total sales. They had already previously announced that they had done 1 million. Now they're saying it has done 5 million. How many has Dragon Age: The Veilguard done? Who knows? They haven't released it. They have stayed absolutely silent. Obviously, there are rumors that it's done at least a little over 1 million, potentially around 2 million, but those are just rumors, nothing from EA or BioWare. So you can see that this has been a trend over the course of 2024. CEOs, developers, etc., come out, say that their game is cooking, is doing really good, and what ends up happening is the game gets absolutely cooked, burnt. Players don't play it. They abandon the game. They ask for refunds. They never purchased it in the first place, and the games end up becoming commercial failures time after time after time. And in the worst case, their studios get shut down, as we saw with Firewalk Studios and Concord. So we will see what happens with Avowed as we get closer to February. I will say, I do want to point this out here real quick. I'm going to hop over here to Avowed's Steam DB profile page. Obviously, you can see release date February 18th, 2025, about 2 months. You can see here, it does have 51,000 followers right now. It is number 32 in the wish list. I expect that to increase as we get closer to release date. 1655 in top sellers, so people are not pre-ordering this game at this point. You can see the Twitch stats aren't looking that great, even if for people doing previews or anything like that for the game. But I will say this follower count doesn't look too terrible, but it is kind of in that Dragon Age, the Veilguard range. And I think that is what is going to happen to this game. Fully expect it to be very similar to Dragon Age, the Veilguard, as far as player counts go. And again, kind of similar in that wish list number there. Dragon Age, the Veilguard was sitting around 28 for a very long time. But I just wanted to give you an update on that. As we will continue to track that as we get closer to this game's release. But let me know what you guys make of what Dennis Presnell had to say here about the how confident he is in the game and how proud of this game he is. Something we've seen from CEOs and devs throughout 2024. And after they said that, their games have turned into commercial failures. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.